Okay, so we wanted to go over a few more points of engagement as it relates to engaging with your customers. The first has to do with scheduled appointments. Now, these are scheduled appointments, not cold calls or prospecting. But the question is, when I am leading a meeting that's been pre-scheduled, how do I engage in that meeting to make sure I'm doing so effectively and that the meeting comes across well? Well, we're going to give you 3 points in order for you to ace those meetings every single time. And that's what our acronym is it's ACE, ACE. So the very first point in ACE is appreciate. It's important for us to show our appreciation to those who have come to the pre-scheduled meeting. I'm sure that you've had people not come to your pre-scheduled meetings, and so we want to express proper appreciation for them. Now go back to our introduction to the 4-step sales, and if you remember, engagement is all about breaking the pre-programmed response, and this is a perfect time for us to do that. Instead of saying thank you, which is typical, we want you to actually use the word appreciate. Why? It will break the pre-programmed response and provide for deeper engagement. So, I appreciate everybody joining our meeting today. That's all it takes. Move forward. The next step is see, check time. This is a professional courtesy that is often lacking and something that will set you apart greatly in the eyes of those who have joined your meeting. All you have to do is state the time that you've established for the meeting and make sure that that's still appropriate time frames for them. For instance, I appreciate everybody joining our meeting today. I have 30 minutes set aside for our meeting. Is that still going to work for everybody here? You give them an opportunity to confirm if that still works for them. If so, great. If somebody has a hard stop or needs to cut out early, you can then adapt your message to meet them where they're at. Powerful professional courtesy. Make sure you're checking time. Now, the final point in our ACE acronym is the E for end goal. We want to make sure that everybody in that room understands right up front the purpose of the meeting, where we want to be when the meeting ends, when it concludes. The why behind the meeting, very important. Now, in addition to understanding where we're going, it's also important for them to understand why it matters to them. So, a professionally crafted end goal will keep the customer's goal in mind and place that above your own. An example, I appreciate everybody joining our meeting today. It looks like we've got 30 minutes scheduled. Does that still work for everybody? Fantastic. Now, by the end of this meeting, the goal is to make sure that you have a greater understanding of our product offering and how that can benefit you, what the price structure looks like, and ultimately if this would be a good fit. Does that make sense, or does that work for everybody here? Okay? So, an end goal, again, focused on the needs of the customer, is going to be most impactful. Moving from the beginning or the opening of our meeting, another point of engagement is to set a proper agenda. Again, this is still within the context of a scheduled meeting. If I've set the end goal, that's like the destination or where I want to go. The agenda should be the milestones that we need to cross to get us there. If you have an end goal and your agenda items don't align to help getting you there, it's going to come off as disorganized, even disingenuous, and we want to make sure to avoid that at all costs. So once you've stated your end goal, again, that's your destination where you want the meeting to go, outline a 3-point agenda that helps you get to that end goal. Okay? So again, if my end goal is something along the lines of, want to help you understand what our profit or what our offering is and how that might benefit your business, end goal. In order for us to get there, what I'd like to cover are the following 3 points. And then you line them out. 3 points, no more. Any more, you're going to start running out of time, or people are going to start forgetting the different points. So keep it to your top 3 priorities. Now, if at the end of outlining your agenda you ask, which is very appropriate, are there anything else or any other points that you would like to cover? Totally appropriate. If they do, if they want to add a few things, fantastic. Allow for that. However, If you can see right up front that the added agenda items are going to take longer than the time that you've already confirmed, go back to checking time. Be professionally courteous and say, we can certainly address those points. I think that will take us beyond our 30-minute mark. Are you okay with extending our time about 15 or 20 minutes? Or would you like to schedule another call to handle those points specifically? This will set you apart as a professional in this meeting, and it will make your meetings go smoothly and well and to the end goal that you want them to. Now, the final point of engagement that we want to talk about has to do with leaving voicemails, something that salespeople do all the time. And again, if we're to engage with somebody, we need to make sure that when that little light is blinking and they access their voicemail, that you're striking a positive tone there as well. So, a couple quick points to mention as it relates to leaving voicemails. The first thing we want to make sure that the other person understands is who we are. State right up front. This is Adam Nelson. I'm calling from MarketStar. Okay? Person automatically knows who I am and where I'm from. The next point is why. Why am I actually calling? And not just why am I calling, but why should you care that I'm calling? Similar to our end goal in our meetings, we have to state clearly what it is that they care about so that they will be invested in the remainder of this voicemail, which you only have a few seconds of, by the way. So, who am I? Why do they want to keep listening? And hand in hand with that is what's in it for me. We have to help the person understand that listening to this voicemail is going to be a benefit for them. Further engagement with you is going to be a benefit for them. So it's important for us to craft our voicemails appropriately. Just like when we're talking about tone, when we're talking about asking questions, listening, keeping notes, all of these things have to be done deliberately and by design. It's not something that we can leave to chance. We have to plan it out and we have to execute towards it in order for us to be successful and to successfully engage.